guys. Welcome to another edition of Driving in a Car with Dan. It is Friday around 5:45, and I am once again heading into the city to go and pick up my lovely wife, Kathy. She has a lot of work that she has to get caught up on. So instead of making her do all of that and then trudge down to Port Authority and try to find a bus that won't get her home until almost 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, I am going to drive in through him braving the Lincoln Tunnel once again to pick her up. Which is, oh, yeah, there we go. Hey, you can see me. Which is a good thing. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to say on this thing. I'm just kind of driving. I am almost to what I refer to as, where's the traffic? Oh, there it is. If you don't know where that spot is on Route 3, you can spot it by the words on the road, 35 miles per hour ahead. And, oh, there it is. It's very clearly marked. The signs all read 495 East, Lincoln Tunnel, no trucks. Jersey City, 3 to I-9, to 1 and 9. And New Jersey Turnpike, Kennedy Boulevard, North Bergen. Those are the signs. Now, once you see those, all of a sudden you notice I stop. Because it's Friday and I'm heading into the city like the rest of the world. Well, let me rephrase that. I am heading into the city with half of the world. The other half is probably on the Garden State Parkway South, or the Turnpike South, heading, of course, let me see if I phrase this properly, heading down the shore. Down the shore. I grew up in New York. To me, when someone says down the shore, the first question in my brain is, which shore? I understand in New Jersey that just means whether it's Ocean City or Point Pleasant, what's the Seaside Heights? There's another one. Personally, to quote a terrible Star Wars film, I don't like sand. It gets in all sorts of uncomfortable places. That's fine. Generally, if I go to one of these shore locations, you'll find me on the boardwalk. I don't particularly like sand. I guess it's okay for some people. I don't particularly like it. Because I am that guy who will get sand in the most uncomfortable places for just looking at it. It shifts too much. It makes my legs hurt to walk on it. I dislike it. Oh, dear Lord. Now, yesterday when I went and got Kathy, I left the store at about 4:30. That's when I got finished. Well, I got finished around 4 o'clock, but I didn't get to leave the store until about 4:30. Then it took me until about 6:15, 6:30, between 6:15 and 6:30 to get her. So that was 2 hours in the car. There were a lot of accidents yesterday. Ooh, darkness. someone's going to have to explain to me one of these days why no one understands what a zipper is. A traffic zipper. The you go, I go, you go, I go, you go, I go. But no one in New Jersey seems to know what that is. It's called merging. Apparently they're afraid of it in Virginia. Wow, that's going to offend people. I don't care. But on the upside, as you can probably see over my shoulder here, traffic is moving. It means I'm not moving fast. Left lane is moving a little faster, but again, we're coming into a zipper area and nobody likes to merge. I gotta be honest, I don't like driving. Never have. I find it stressful. I know some people do it and they relax. To me, the most relaxing thing about driving is bumper cars. Bumper cars are relaxing. Why? Because all you're doing is driving around and bashing the shit out of somebody. You don't have to worry about, someone cut me off, fucking bang! Get out of my way. And buses everywhere. Problem is, you try to do that on the regular road and people get angry. Oh, look, someone drove off the side of the road. Yay! And now things move a little faster because we're not rubbernecking. Assholes. Have I mentioned I don't like to drive? It's fine. Okay, so where I am right now is officially about 1.5 miles from the entrance to the tunnel. That sign is located, you'll see it, it says Lincoln Tunnel, Weehawken, Hoboken, Kennedy Boulevard, toll booths 1.5 miles. Easy pass accepted in all lanes. There's a Super 8 and a Fountain Motel. Shortly thereafter, you see a great sign for the fact that apparently this is the embroidery capital of the world. Since 1872. It's an impressive stat. If you didn't know that, now you do. And the more you know. That actually reminds me of something. Except that I'm about to say this the way I'm saying it. I know that this month, June, is Pride Month. I want to give a big shout out to all my friends celebrating Pride. And there's a reason for it. I don't know what the term is. I guess it's a cis male. Cis in Latin is the opposite of trans, so I guess straight and cis are generally the same thing. I am a fat cis white male. I was once actually. I don't even know if he's going to even see this. Rob Maitner, who I went to college with and is on Facebook, so he may see this. If you do, hi Rob. Once actually referred to me as the straightest man alive. He actually said, and I quote, it's no fun flirting with me because I don't mind it. I wasn't raised to mind it. You want to flirt with me, go ahead, it's fine. I'm not going to believe you anyway. Like Mr. Turnblad says in Hairspray, it took me 5 years to figure out you were flirting. So, I'm no good at noticing that type of stuff. I like to seduce with awkwardness. I figure eventually you just give in if I'm awkward enough and go, oh, he's flirting. What are you going to do? So, I want to give a big shout out to all the people celebrating Pride. It is hard enough to be yourself when half the world doesn't hate you. When half to 3/4 of the world accepts who you are generally. And I say generally because the world doesn't accept fat people. But you know what? I'm a white male. I don't have to try half as hard to be accepted. I don't have to try even a quarter as hard to be accepted in this world. Change my skin tone, change the people that the gender of the people that I love, or even, just change the people that I love, and suddenly the world hates me for no apparent reason. And God forbid if you're not white. White gay people, white trans people, white anything people are even more accepted than people of color who want to love who they want to love. And guess what? That's a load of horse crap. Just is. Is that person saying, hey, by loving this person, I'm hurting you? No. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything or any way for you to hurt someone by loving or being loved. Let me throw an addendum on that. If you are a kid fucker, you are injuring that child, therefore, that's not love. If you are purposely robbing the innocence of a child, that's not love. That's mental illness. Not to put something on mentally ill. Oh, I'm in a tunnel, it's dark. And it's not even the tunnel. If you are abusive, that's not love. Doctor, what is it? Socrates and what's his name? Hippocrates. All came out with that, do no harm. If you are going to love and be loved, you're not hurting anybody or yourself. You do you. You deserve to be loved. They deserve to be loved. You do not deserve to be an asshole. And sadly, people forget that. People forget that if you're being an asshole, that's not love. If they tell you, I'm not interested, and you say that's not fair, you're right, it probably isn't fair. But guess what? They're not into you. That's not their fault. They're allowed to not be into you. They're allowed to love and be loved by whom they want to be. You do not have the right to force them to love you, because that's not love. You don't have the right to say, you owe me this. No one owes you anything. No one owes you love. No one owes you affection. Love is something that is given freely. That's just the way it works. You can't force someone to love you. Now, if you're one of those assholes who sit there and go, oh, but I pined after her and she friend zoned me. All right. I'm going to try to handle this the best way I know. Friend zoning. Do I believe in the concept of the friend zone? I don't know that the friend zone truly exists. What I will say is that there are a lot of assholes out there. There are a lot of cocksuckers and bitches out there. And here's what I mean by that. No one owes you anything. We've just covered this. No one owes you anything. If you want to be with someone and they choose not to be with you, you don't have the right to say, but I did all of this for you. I took you out to dinner. I did this. Well, great, you did. Fantastic. You don't owe them, if someone takes me out to dinner, I don't owe them anything. If someone says, damn, my car doesn't work, and you say, well, okay, well, hang on, let me give you a lift. And you say, thanks, that's great, fantastic, I live right over here. They drive you there, and you drive them there, and they say thank you. Guess what? That's all you're owed. That is all you are owed. You are owed a thank you. You are not owed anything. You can't turn around and go, but I drove you home, now I will require you to, love me. No one's owed love. Oh, that bitch friend zoned me. Not the way it works. When I say there is no friend zone, when I say, I say the words friend zone, that's not the friend zone. That's you being a dick. That's you being an asshole and thinking that you are owed something. That's on you. If you say, but I'm a good guy, guess what? Probably you're not. I can't tell you how often I've told people, look, I'm not a good person. You don't go and just, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do. It's not the way it works. It's not. If you want to date someone, then you need to approach them and say, hey, hi, how you doing? Look, we've been friends for a while now. I've developed these feelings for you. I know, that's scary shit. They then have the right to say, I don't feel that way about you. Or, great, why don't we see what comes of this? I will ask one thing of anyone out there. Please don't use the phrase, but I don't think of you that way. You're like a brother to me. You're like a sister to me. That's kind of like insult to injury at that point. You can say, I don't feel that way about you. Look, I'm in a relationship, whatever. When you follow that up with, I don't feel that way about you, qualifier. You're like a brother to me. You're like a sister to me. That's kicking a man when he's down. I know you're trying to put an end to it. I get that. It's good. It's kicking a man when he's down, or it's kicking a woman when she's down. It's right up there. At the same time, once that person has made it clear, hey, I am interested in you that way. Again, you don't owe them anything, but please be sensitive to that. Even if they tell you, okay, cool, I'm fine with it, let's just be friends. From that point on, as good friends as you are and can be, the last thing that person needs you to do is go, I'm looking for a guy. Why can't I find someone just like you? I have often said to women that I made clear, hey, I find you attractive, I'd like to date you. And they go, not into you that way. That's fine. I'm great with that. Okay, not a problem. Doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. I'm still your friend. But when you then say, why can't I find someone just like you? Oh, well, not you, but someone just like you. Guess what? That's a stupid fucking statement. I know, you may not feel that way. You may go, oh, you can't say that, but it's true. You're not going to find the exact same person in a different body. Everyone has different experiences. If you could just pick out the trait, oh, I really love Dan's personality, but I'd like him to be in, let's say, Chris Hemsworth's body. I'd love that too. But that's not the way the world works. And what that does is, from a perspective, what that does is sets off that friend zone. The friend zone vibe, if you will. Again, it's kind of kicking someone when they're down. You know that, whether or not they're still pining over you, which, by the way, that's their problem to deal with. You shouldn't have to deal with that crap, but at the same time, if they've made it clear they would have liked to date you, they found you attractive, etc., when you say to them, I want to find someone just like you, well, not you, I'd really like them to be X, Y, and Z, what that does to people is make them angry. They will get upset. They will be frustrated because you just said you want them if they came in a different package. And that's not cool. It may be true, but that person doesn't understand that statement. Man, you are the perfect person. If only you were thinner, taller, shorter, stronger, curvier, whatever. Guess what? That person comes in that package. That's who they are. You can't say, you can't give them a phrase that basically says, I would love you if you were physically different. I would love you because I love everything about you except who you are. I want to fall in love with a person who is exactly like you, but not you. That makes people feel shitty. Fortunately, or I should say, if you are fortunate enough, you then meet someone, you move on from shit like that. Because honestly, I said before, I don't really believe there's a friend zone. I believe they're assholes and dicks. Those are the type of people I'm talking about. Some people don't realize they're doing it, and that's fine. they need to be spoken to and say, look, please don't say things like that. All it does is hurt me. And then explain why it hurts you. On the other hand, there are people who say things like that or about that, and they do it because, well, this person does things for me. They puppy dog them. They give them false hope. You know, and string them along. It happens to anyone. You know, it's one, you know, infamous. You see it in high schools. You see it in, and I'm sorry, you know, they show it in TV shows all the time. You know, where the hot girl, the quote unquote the hot girl, finds a nerd to do her homework by giving him the peck on the cheek, by, you know, saying, oh, you're so much smarter than I am. Oh, I love spending time with you. And then she goes running out and goes off to the quarterback, laughing behind the nerd's back the entire time. We've all seen those movies. We've all seen that kind of stuff. It's what movies like She's All That, you know, and, you know, The Ugly Duckling and Cinderella, and all those stories are, you know, we're going to take the ugly girl and make her the hot girl and the popular girl. You know, we're going to take the ugly guy and make him the hot guy, whatever. That's what that's based on. That's, you know, that's what we're setting this up as. And the fact of the matter is, that's the shit that needs to stop. I get it. Everybody's got their own. You know, when I talk about the friends of Easy Pass, don't leave home without it. When someone says to me, I've been friend zoned, I have to wonder whether or not they even know what the friend zone really is. Because to say friend zone is wrong. It really is. It's not. There's no mythical friend zone. What there is misunderstanding, and there are people being assholes. Both of which can be dealt with by communication. That's what it is. That's people speaking their mind. That's people communicating. If you make your intentions clear, if you say what you got to say, and then you move on. You know, what do they say in the book Dune? Yeah, Frank Herbert wrote, "Fear is the mind killer." It is. Fear is crushing. You know, fear will crush you. Anxiety is a real fucking thing. You know, it's the pharmaceutical companies make billions of dollars every year because people are afraid. Because fear is the mind killer. They lose their rationality. They can't deal. They don't understand. Why is this like this? How do I survive? How can I move on with my life? I can't talk to that girl. Why? What if she says no? What if she says yes? What would you like me to do? People fucking honking left and right. Dude. Once again, we're back to zippering. Oh, look, it's full circle. Dude. Let me the fuck in. What is wrong with you people? No. No. Fuck you. This is what's called a zipper. I go, you go. I go, you go. I go, you go. Fear is the mind killer. What has to happen? See, now we're in. We're into the zipper. All right, dude, get your ass in. Get your ass in. And I hate traffic. But people got to stop. People have to learn to stop being afraid. Everybody always talks about being afraid. Everyone's always afraid. Fear is the mind killer. People are afraid. Why are people afraid? Because no one likes to be rejected. Everyone wants to be loved. It's the goal of people. Everyone wants to be worthy. Everybody wants to lift that hammer. Me personally, I don't need to lift a hammer. I got enough hammers that I swing. Okay. I'm about to head into another zipper. I am finally at the tunnel. So, I'm going to sign off here. I don't know if this was helpful, informative, enjoyable. But I'm going to put it up. You're seeing it here, so I clearly put it up on Facebook. Oh, one last thing. I know a lot of you have said, hey, Dan, why don't you do things like, cooking videos, etc. The real reason was I didn't have a camera this good. This new phone has a great camera, so I may actually start doing that if anyone has any interest in that stuff. Yeah. So, we'll see. Talk to you guys later.